Could you just keep acting really loud?
Yes, ma'am, in the back. Stand up and shout your question. You're only allowed for one. No, I'm just kidding. Go ahead, I'll try to answer it for you.
My first question, I forget. How did it feel going from like teenager to race car driver to Dr. Paleontologist?
You know, the thing about it is, even when you get a little bit older, you still kind of feel the same. It was just like one of those things where it's like, okay, a doctor, that's cool. Dr. Oliver, it's funny that you say that because little kids now call me Dr. O, Dr. Oliver. They say that, hey doc, and that's not bad, Because in a store, it's like, people are like, hey doctor, and they're like, oh, maybe he's a doctor for real. How's it going, son? They're like, hey, But I'm used to kids either coming up and saying, hey Tommy or Dr. Oliver, stuff like that. So I'll answer to all those. I'm used to it.
And also, how does it feel when you have to do the little pension things and stuff? How did it feel trying to recreate that into the television show? And how did you remember from Turbo, Zio?
I do martial arts. I have about 100 forms in my head. That stuff's so easy for me. It's the other actors that are like, huh? It's like, okay, let's go. It's like easy. And then Turbo literally was like a joke. I was making a joke out of the whole, turn the wheel to the left, and they were like, oh, great, yes, that's what we'll do. And I was like, turn the wheel to the left, let's go, I just made a joke out of it. I was just like, lean to the left, turn to the left. And they were like, okay, perfect, we'll use that. And I was like, okay, great. See, Koichi was like that. He'd let me do whatever I wanted to do, but I joke around a lot, and they use that stuff. And there was one picture, I don't know if you guys remember, but there's like those little postcards came out, and I was like this, and I had long hair at the time, and I was wearing it came out on every card. We were doing a photo shoot at the time, and everybody was just, taking pictures left and right. It's like, the guy's like, oh, you gotta give me more. I'm like, okay, man. I'm like, you gotta give me more. I'm like, what, like this? And he goes, and the next thing you know, that was everywhere. But again, I was just doing it to be smart, I wasn't doing it to really be funny, but he's like, and then I just remember seeing that picture, and every time kids says sign this, brings back those memories with that photographer. You gotta give me more, son. So it was pretty funny on that one. Yes?
Did you ever work out and spar when you weren't filming the other martial artists on the show?
Yeah, a little bit, a little bit with Austin, I wouldn't say that was planned sparring, but, I worked out a lot. I had a school at the time during my first Toast and Go school I had. So I was running a martial arts academy for fun as a hobby, so I'd work out all the time. And Johnny Bosch actually was a really good friend of mine. He actually worked with me. I wouldn't say for me because, he didn't need to work for me, but he helped me run my school. So he was one of my instructors at my school for me. So we had me and Johnny would leave and go train and be in the woods and stuff.
Are you ever going to put up a school down here in Miami?
In Florida, I have a mentor down here in Fort Lauderdale, Steve Valley. He's got about 5 schools in Fort Lauderdale. In Miami, Shion Moti has a school down here and stuff. I'm going to come down to Florida one time and open a school. My plans, I got four schools now. I want to have 10 or 15 good structured martial arts schools. You see, being a martial artist, actually, the Power Rangers didn't help my martial arts career. You think it would, but it doesn't. My programs are solid. I've been doing martial arts way before. I got excellent programs. My adults are good. And in fact, when I, do adult programs, I don't even mention that. I just kind of if they don't recognize me, cool, we'll train, kick, and then later on they're like, hey man, I didn't know you do that kids show. I've never watched it. It's like, you lie, you watched it. I've seen a couple episodes. I get adults all the time. So, I've never seen you. And then later on, they're like, when I was 15, I auditioned out in New York. I was like, I thought you never watched the show. I'll catch you later.
The episode when all the Red Rangers got together, Red Forever, I think it was. How was that for you?
That was pretty cool. That was good because that was in the States, and that was fun because it wasn't too far from where I lived because I lived in Valencia at the time, and that was actually a fun episode. I enjoyed the Forever Red episode. My wife came down. She'd never really seen me film and stuff like that, and so she got a chance to kind of see me film and meet all the other Rangers and just take tons of pictures, and you know, it was fun for my kids to see that as well.
I have another question.
Yes.
Like, why were you like more Rangers than the others? Like,
My character was popular, and I never complained. You know? It was just one of those things where, honestly, it was like everyone was just like, "We're going on strike," and I'm like, "You're getting fired. You're going to a peace conference." That's basically that's where people go when they want more money. They go to a peace conference. That's what happens. So it was the joke was like, "You're going to a peace conference, buddy. See you later. Good luck. You're going in Saban's doors." So I really didn't complain. And then my contract was favored nation, so it was like whatever I made, they made. So it was like one of those things where, you know, the actors were like, "Hey, can you get us some more money?" I was like, I'll try. I don't want to go to a peace conference, but I'll try. But
Did you say you miss having the long hair?
You know, the only time I miss having the long hair is when I wear a baseball hat. You know? Honestly, I don't know what it is, just wearing a hat with the hair. That's like the only time. But they do sell the hats with the hairs, but I don't want one of those. I'll get one with dreads or something. "Hey, how's it going, man? Look, there's Tom in Jamaica. What have you been up to?" "Nothing, man. I'm chilling." But anyway, this is the only time I miss it is when, you know, because my hair used to whip me in the eyes when I do jump kicks. You know, like I do a jump kick and be like, "Wham!" and then the hair just comes around and whoosh. So I'm like, "Cut. Oh, man." They're like, "What happened?" I'm like, "My ponytail just whipped me in the eye." So that's like, yeah, that was frustrating a little bit too. So. Yes.
Do you still stay in contact with the other Rangers or?
I kind of lost contact with Amy a little bit. I contacted her a while back, but the only person I stay in contact with is Paul Schreier. They were at that Morphicon in Los Angeles, and so they were out there texting me and stuff like that. I had a couple of my fighters fighting at the same time, so I couldn't go up there. But I really didn't want to go up there. But anyway, I didn't know how it was going to turn out, and I heard it wasn't all that big of a turnout, to be honest. But I talked to Johnny Bosch last night for the first time in like 4 or 5 years. I couldn't get his number, and one of the guys gave it to me. He was so excited. We talked for about 2 hours on the phone last night, so he's coming to visit me, and he's married and all that stuff, so I kind of want to know a little bit about him. He was younger at the time. He's about, 3, 4 years younger, and I was telling him it made a difference when you're like, 21 and he's still a teenager, but right now it doesn't make a difference. He's 31, I'm turning 34, big deal. We're 30. It's like you're not young either anymore, pal. But and he was younger though, but he was always cool. So I keep in contact with him. Steve Cardenas, I don't know if you guys, I don't know who talks to him but he gets offended on the whole Power Ranger thing sometimes. No, not anymore. He used to. That ruined my life. Don't talk about it, so I don't know, but Steve Cardenas, I guess he's doing all right. Huh?
He was a crappy Red Ranger.
Yeah. Hey, well, there was a bit of problems with him too. But the color red, I don't know what it was. Like the Red Rangers. He's all right. He wasn't into his work, man. He just, to be honest, I tell Steve to his face. I told him before, but you're just not into your work. At that time I had a family to feed. We gotta be professional, and we gotta show up on time, and we gotta do our lines, and we gotta do it. Just kind of not into it. And I'm sure anyone here would love to be a Red Ranger. If someone said, "Hey man, we're gonna put you in that spot," and there's like 1,000 other people that just want your position, and then you hear someone who just complains and stuff like that a lot. I have no problem with Steve now, that I'm a little older, but, he's cool. He's all right. He just wasn't into his work, put it that way. So being the older Ranger, I had to give him those speech talks in life. In life, it's like, "Dude, I don't want to hear you anymore, bro." It's like, well, you got to listen to me, man. That's what. So, but anyway, any other questions?
Did tell you to booyah a lot? Because there were a lot of moments where booyahing was really...
Key-eyeing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember this one specific scene in the first episode where you're fighting a bunch of buddies in an alley, and you go, "Booyah!" and then it pans over to a trash can.
Yeah, that was Isaac Florentine. He directed that movie. It was like, trash can lid. I was like, are you serious? You want me to key out that long?